Hey there, this is Perch. Short one, but somebody asked, what about trading cards? How are, trading cards for comics? And I think if you were a comic fan, you grew up in the 90s and you were collecting comics back then, you probably have some fond memories of trading cards because Marvel and DC both did a number of different trading card series that were pretty nice, pretty high end. It got some good artists on there, got some original art on the cards, featured a bunch of the characters, and it was a nice kind of memory of what comics were. And some comics tried being bagged with cards, and not too many, but it happened. And so the question was, do I think cards? Well, what about trading cards? I think trading cards could come back. Well, the short answer is no. The as they were, probably not, because a couple things would have to happen for them to be really collector's items, really powerful. The first would have to be that you need to get some real top talent doing new art or original art or something that's not a blatant reprint of art. So that's number one. And why wouldn't a publisher go out and do that? Well, it's expensive, and the cost to money return really wouldn't be there unless you made a super premium product. And this is one area that I've been a little bit surprised that Disney hasn't done more where the merchandise and the spin-off stuff is concerned, because Disney has a long history. If you go into a Disney store, you'll see that they're always trying a million and one things of kind of Disney vinyls, Mickey vinyls, pins. You've got plushies and different kind of things that they're doing, collector art. Disney monetizes and merchandises the hell out of everything, and they're very very good at that. And where Marvel has been concerned, they put some effort into merchandising the movie characters, the stuff they have direct control over. But even there, most of that material is not actually done by Disney. They've licensed it out to others. Others have come up with things, but you haven't seen kind of the Disney kind of close to the brand magic that you've seen with the Vinylmation and some of the other stuff that Disney has done. The Vinylmation line, ironically enough, did have a Marvel line come out, and which sold very, very well. I mean, that was. I remember going down to the parks and buying just boxes of those things, like crates of those things, to resell for a massive markup and give away to friends and coworkers and other things. And that was great. That should have been an indicator that there was a definite interest there. And comic fans are collectors, so if you did like a trading card set that was super premium, brand new art, really good, quality, lots of little hidden cards and chasers to do. That could probably go well. But trading cards in general, the place where you're selling those is certainly Pokemon and game type cards, Magic cards, typically from a younger in school audience buying that. And that audience, unfortunately, has a lot less exposure to comics than they used to. They are exposed to the movies and they love that brand and care about it, but they're not tied to comics, so you're missing out on there. And they're not. You need to make them cheaper if you want it to really go. Now, it would be interesting for Marvel as a way of extending their brand, rather than trying all these different kind of YA type titles, instead to go for a trading card set that really pushed the collectability and made some kind of very lightweight Pokemon level game out of it. Something where you can have some pastime, but mainly it's for trading and collecting of the whole Marvel universe, all of them, and all the characters, or the DC universe and all those characters, and really targeted schools, elementary schools, kind of second grade to eighth grade level of trading the cards and getting there. You'd have to come in at a very reasonable price point. You need to really emphasize the collectability. You need to have chasers like Pokemon does. And that would be probably an interesting way you could go about it. But you're not going to you're not going to do trading cards the way you did in the 90s. You've got to come up with a new spin on a new gimmick with it, where you either invest a lot of money or you target a different audience. That's really the two places that you could get some real mainstream traction. And I'm saying mainstream. I'm not talking about, could you come out with a trading card set with a very small run and sell it and get an audience? I mean, sure, you can, but the key there is small run. If you want to do something that really achieves the kind of success we had, 20 years ago, you're going to have to go somewhere else to get it. And I think it's not a bad idea. I definitely think if you went and you really targeted kind of elementary school, middle school, and you really emphasize kind of the wealth of the Marvel line or the DC line, kind of all the characters. This is where you're having to produce, sort of 400 or 500 cards in the first series with all these different characters, and really you've got to collect them all. Kind of jump on that. Hire somebody who helped market Pokemon here in the U.S. to help steer you for marketing and promotion. That could be good. I mean, especially if you hooked it from you saw the movies, you saw the Marvel universe. Marvel universe is expanding. Jump on board now, and you can get these characters. Got to get some really good art. One of the things that Pokemon does, I mean, they're simplistic characters, but the art looks nice. The cards look quality. They don't look like kind of hacky, trash art. So you've got to get a really nice, consistent style there and brand there, and that's probably one way you can do it. Anyway, that's what I think. That's one way you could do it. Kind of a short little video. Um, but hope that answered the question. Leave some comments. Do you like trading cards? Do you have fond memories of those olden days of trading cards and comic characters? Do you still have some hanging around your house that you're hoping for a big payoff someday from the collector that's going to buy them off your hands? And what do you think? What would you like to see? Go ahead and hey, leave some feedback. Subscribe, hit the bell for notification, follow me on social media, recommend other topics. I'll talk about them right here like this one. Thanks for listening.